Howdy, Crypto Renegade here again with another video for you. And in today's video we are going to take a look at the difference between the Ledger Nano X and the Ledger Nano S. Take a look at the fundamental differences. We're going to take a look at what the features are, what makes it different. We're going to take a look at the coin support, and then finally we're going to end on the price and decide which one's better depending on your needs and which one you're going for. So stay tuned for the whole video. So I wanted to start out by Ledger is one of the very first hardware wallets that I've ever actually used. In fact, Ledger Nano S was the very first hardware wallet that I ever bought. And back in 2016, this is a brand new device. It was pretty revolutionary because it only had one competitor at the time, and that was the Trezor 1 device. And slowly but surely you got a lot more competitors coming along the way. But nowadays I'm getting people seeing all these different hardware wallets come to the market, and I've reviewed most of them already, and I'll have some more comparisons coming shortly as well. But I really wanted to touch on two of these very popular wallets. So if you're in a situation where you're looking to buy your first hardware wallet, you've decided that Ledger is the company that you've done the research on, that you want to go with, but you're still undecided between should I fork out the extra money and go for the Ledger Nano X, or should I just go with the entry-level Ledger Nano S, that will basically tell you ultimately which is going to work best for you. So let me go ahead and start here with the Ledger Nano S. So Ledger Nano S, like I mentioned, is the entry-level device here, and this is a USB device. So as you can see, it's fairly small. It flips open. It's got a pretty small screen here, and then two buttons on the top, and that's for going back and forth and navigating, as well as authorizing and signing transactions as well. So there's two mechanical buttons up here, and then a small screen here to navigate and go through your different apps, and we'll get to the apps in just a second here. Okay, then we have the Ledger Nano X. This is a fairly new device from Ledger, and as you can see, the form factor looks very, very similar to it. It's got the flip-out USB model here, but this one actually has two buttons here that are built in, one right here and one right here. And this is a wireless device. So basically this will connect via Bluetooth. So if you have an iPhone or if you have an Android, this one here will allow you to connect and manage your assets offline, meaning, well, wirelessly, meaning you don't have to be tethered to a computer. In this one, the Ledger Nano S, you will have to be connected via USB to manage your portfolio and just authorize and send transactions. In fact, it doesn't even turn on unless it's plugged in. This one here has a 5-hour battery, and if you hold it up, probably can't see it from there, but basically this one allows you to connect via Bluetooth and manage everything that you have via the Ledger Live app on your smartphone. So one of the key differences here, obviously besides this being wireless and this one here being not wireless, is the amount of apps or the amount of coins that you can support on both of these devices. So for instance, on the Ledger Nano S, this is still an entry-level device, and ultimately you can only hold about 3 to 4 different coins at once because it's got a very small very small storage capacity as compared to this one. This one can hold up to 100 different coins at once. So it really just depends on how many different coins you were planning to hold, and ultimately, are you going to need this on the go? Are you okay with just using it once in a while when it's tethered to the computer? It really just depends. If you're planning on expanding into more coins than just 3 or 4, I would absolutely go with the Ledger Nano X because it does hold a lot more storage. As far as the other kind of fundamental differences here, this one has a LED screen. It's very, very small and very, very hard to authorize transactions, and in fact, you have to wait for it to scroll before you can compare your transaction address that you're trying to sign and authorize. So in my opinion, this one is a little bit slower and it's a little bit harder to authorize transactions because you have to wait for the screen to scroll. This one, they've improved the size of the device and improved the size of the screen, so you can actually go ahead and see the entire wallet address in one shot here when you're authorizing and signing transaction. This one, like I mentioned, is also just a 2-button click and allows you to set the device completely wirelessly without the use of a computer. So those are the two primary fundamental differences between this, is the amount of coins that it can hold and also the way that you can use it. Now, the Ledger Nano X can also have it be tethered to the Ledger Live app via your computer. So this one has a USB-C connector, this one has a micro USB connector, so this one you have the option of both. If you prefer to do that and you don't trust Bluetooth for wireless transactions, so you have that option as well. So let's take a look at the coin support here. So that's one of the biggest reasons you're deciding is, okay, what coins does it hold? Does it hold the coins I'm planning to hodl? Is it going to be holding the coins that I want to trade? Because that's a huge decision maker, at least for me and everyone that I know, when they're making a decision for a hardware wallet. So with these, when you're comparing the two, they hold, or they support rather, the same amount of coins. So they both support technically over 1,100 plus coins. There's more native apps with the Ledger Nano X here, and basically the difference between other apps and native apps are the built-in apps that automatically work on your smartphone or on the Ledger Live. Technically, you can hold hundreds of, or even close to 1,000 of ERC20 tokens through other third-party wallets that are supported, such as MyCrypto or MyEther etc. And both of them will support that. So technically, they will both support the same number of coins, but you can only hold 3 to 4 on this one. You can hold up to 100 simultaneously on this one. So let's get down to the price, kind of comparing these two here. So the Ledger Nano S is coming in actually at a very good price, very competitive, at only $59 US. That's pretty good if you're only planning to hold a handful of coins, 3 or 4 coins, and you're not looking to expand your portfolio. That's a pretty good price and pretty good entry point. You know, if you know that you're not going to be expanding beyond a couple. So that's a pretty good option there for you. The Ledger Nano X, if you like the wireless capability and you like the fact that you can expand your portfolio and that you can hold up to 100 different coins at once, you know, it might be worth the extra money. This one's coming in at about $119 US. So which one do I really like? Well, they've really, as far as the texture, as far as the overall design, this one definitely feels, they've definitely changed the design in the sense that it's a lot sturdier, it's a lot more robust, it has a much larger screen, and the ease of use on this one with these 2 buttons right here versus the 2 mechanical buttons on top here, they've definitely improved the quality and they've definitely improved the design, even though they look extremely similar. This one, I don't personally like the screen just because it's smaller and I have to verify each transaction and wait for it to scroll and load up before I send and authorize it, so it makes it very, very hard. I don't know if you can see from there, but basically the screen is very, very small. So the ease of use and the overall functionality of these devices, I obviously would say that you would want to go with the Ledger Nano X. But if you don't want to shell out $120 and you only want to spend under $60, if you're only planning to hold 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4 coins at once and you don't plan on using it frequently, you don't mean to transact with it frequently, you just want to kind of set it up and use it every couple months, then this one is probably okay. So bottom line, which one is better? Obviously, the Ledger Nano X here is going to be better. It has a much sturdier design. It has that mobile support that a lot of people like, so it is a lot easier to use and you don't need a computer to use it. You can use iOS or Android with no problem, and you can expand your portfolio. So if you do come across some other coins that you like, this one holds up to 100 at once. So that's it for the roundup on the Ledger versus Ledger hardware wallet. I'll have links with special discounts for both of these down below in the description, so be sure to check those out. And then I'll also have a written review for this on my website, bitcoinlockup.com. Go ahead and check it out. I have a lot of different hardware wallet comparison reviews and then individual hardware wallets, so you can kind of make the right decision for you. So both of these overall are very good products, very sturdy. It really just depends on your circumstance. Do you only want to hold 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4 coins and don't want to use it on the daily? Or this one you're going to transact with frequently? I would definitely recommend going with this one. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you next time.